Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Wednesday, the 18th of January 2017, and we are commenting as to why we believe China may be in for a tough time under a Trump presidency. China's President Xi Jinping, on his first visit to the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, said that there are no winners when nations engage in a trade war, and that there was no point in blaming economic globalisation for the world's problems, as financial crises were caused by the excessive pursuit of profits. He pressed the case for free trade and said the world must, quote, remain committed to promoting free trade and investment, and that pursuing protectionism is like locking oneself in a dark room. While wind and rain may be kept outside, so are light and air, unquote. Donald Trump, while on the campaign trail, threatened a 12% import tax to make the Chinese, quote, stop playing games, unquote, by consistently devaluing their currency, dumping products on international markets, and attracting manufacturing jobs because of their cheap labour costs as a result of the lower yen, and upped that proposal during his presidential campaign to as much as 45% tax. Mr. Anthony Scaramucci, who will enter the White House on Friday as a senior advisor to the president, called the relationship with China, quote, asymmetrical, unquote, and downplayed China's ability to exact revenge on the United States. He warned that if China chose to retaliate when the Trump administration imposed tariffs on imports, it would cost them, quote, way more, unquote, than it would cost the United States. He added that the current trade deal was, quote, more favourable to China than us, unquote. In addition to Scaramucci's appointment, and to reinforce President-elect Trump's future plans, he has also appointed America's toughest China hawk, Peter Navarro, as the head of his new National Trade Council. Mr. Navarro commented about China to PBS NewsHour last August, quote, the defining moment in American economic history is when Bill Clinton lobbied to get China into the World Trade Organization. It was the worst political and economic mistake in American history in the last 100 years. From 1947 to 2001, the American economy grew annually at a rate of 3.5%. After China got into the World Trade Organization, got access to our markets, and flooded our markets with its illegally subsidized exports, we grew at a rate of 1.8% from 2002 to 2015. That's almost cut in half, unquote. So it is clear to us that a President Trump will play hardball with China economically, without even having to mention what may happen with controversies surrounding Taiwan. Our view is that of Mr. Scaramucci's, that China will have a lot more to lose than the US, unless some form of trading settlement can be arranged. The reason is that China's biggest export market is the US, which in 2015 represented some 18% of its total exports. According to the US Office of the President, quote, US goods and services trade with China totaled an estimated $659 billion in 2015. Exports were $161 billion, imports were $497 billion. The US goods and services trade deficit with China was $336.2 billion in 2015, unquote. Although the US Census quotes this deficit at a larger 367 billion, with exports standing at 116 billion and imports at 483 billion. Although the figures have not as yet been fully published for 2016, our calculations, based on the same method the census calculates theirs, suggest that US exports to China will be similar to 2016 at $116 billion, and its imports slightly lower at $466 billion, creating a deficit of $350 billion, just shy of 2015's record deficit. So China has far more to lose in a trade war than the United States. However, the irony that Mr. Scaramucci has announced the sale of a majority stake in his hedge fund, Skybridge Capital, for $12 billion to China's HNA Group and Ron Transatlantic is not lost on us. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative, and if so, please give it a thumb up and share it on Twitter. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe as a free member for regular email updates and offers. Our Facebook page, which is updated daily, can be found at facebook.com/illuminatisilver. Disclaimer. Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.